Welcome back to Officially Off the Record. I'm your host, ruamaJ. This is season 4.5, and this is our episode, We Need to Talk 21 Questions. I am joined here today by friend of the show, good friend of my life, Candace. Candace, say what's up to the people.
What's up to the people?
Hey.
Hey.
So, if you are not new here, you know Candace because she's been on our show before. She's a friend of the show. And this episode came up very, very, very organically. I and Candace, we always talk all the time. And I say, I got to have you on the show. I got to have you on the show. And she's like, what are we going to talk about? And I was like, I don't know. And so we've generated a series of questions for one another, 21 questions. And so also like a catch up for us on camera. So really you all are just going to get the on camera catch up, the behind the scenes of a conversation we always generally have. And so we did this 5 years ago on Candace's platform. So this is like a full
Circle
moment.
Absolutely.
Right? And so we're really excited. So the rules of today, we have 21 questions. But the rules of today are every question that we each ask the other, we also have to answer ourselves.
And no opt-outs.
And no opt-outs. No opt-outs.
Yep.
So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Well, let's begin. We are forfeiting our icebreaker today because we need to talk.
We need to have a conversation.
We gotta get some things clear.
We do.
My first question is, do you think that Jesus can twerk? I'm totally kidding. That's not the question.
You just said we were forfeiting the icebreaker.
That is, but you're right. But that was on my mind.
I think twerking is the last thing on his priority list.
Whatever. Jesus created dancing, so he can twerk. And I again, and I told you before we started shooting, I said Jesus can probably hit a mean ass heel toe.
And those Jesus sandals.
Go Jesus. Go Jesus. Okay, so my first question for you is, what is one lesson that has been hard for you to either learn or accept recently?
It's going to be so cliche, right? But I think, or honestly, is that like, I'm not always right. I don't have all the answers. And so I think having to have that self-realization moment of, hey, like, if you're not learning, you're not living, and you be wrong. Sometimes you be loud and wrong. And so just understanding that, hey, I am still on a journey to learn. And so just recognizing that, hey, sometimes you got to tuck that tail, sit, listen, and learn.
Do you struggle with being right sometimes?
Struggle with being right or struggle with being wrong?
I mean, wrong. Do you struggle with being wrong?
I think sometimes I do. I think the season that I'm in is being able to take off that lens of offense and being able to honestly absorb what's being told to me and removing self to truly learn and then implement.
Jesus Christ. I don't even know how to follow that. I will say one lesson that's been really hard for me to accept. And it's that I'm seeing a new therapist. So shout out to David, who is my therapist, also watches the show. So he's a friend of the show. Hey, David. But my therapist told me that the love and the way that I express myself in the things that I have shared with him has been performative. So that was hard for me to hear. It was a little easier to accept, but it was also hard to hear that someone says, you know, because in my mind, I'm thinking I'm showing up for people, I'm giving, I'm doing all these things. And he was like, well, I want you to be a little bit accountable on that. And that, like, it sounds like the love that you've given to people has been very performative. And it's okay for you to just be. Like, you are enough, which was also really hard for me to hear, is that I'm enough. You have everything you need. You are loved, because I just didn't know that. I didn't realize that. So I've just been playing back in my mind things, even like this weekend, people were like, oh, let's do this, or someone wanted me to do that, and I was like, oh, I'll do it. And I was like, am I doing it because I really want to, or am I being performative?
Yeah.
So that's something that I needed to accept.
Okay, yeah, you. Sit with self moment. Come on now. Okay, my question for you. What is your relationship with your parents like, and what has it taught you, especially in this season of your life?
So my relationship with my parents is different. So
Okay.
I am a kid from a multi-blended family, a dad, a mom, a stepmom, a stepdad, a stepmom. So my stepfather is deceased, but with my biological parents, I think my relationship with my mom is taking on a new form in this season. Even today, she texted me like, "Oh, is it okay if I go to church with you next Sunday?" And I was like, "Yeah, like I'm gonna come get you." Um, growing up in my with my mom and her side of the family, no one really says like "I love you,"
Yeah.
but we show it.
Mm-hmm.
We're real big barbecue, big family, backyard, all the things. But in my dad's family, it's a lot of like "I love you," hugs, kisses, and things like that. And so I think my relationship with my parents has taught me that there's more than one way to express love.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I grew up, you always grow up hearing if you don't say I'm sorry, then you didn't mean it. Or
Yeah.
when you hit another kid, you got to say I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And so I grew up thinking you got to say I love you to love me, right? And so I think my relationship with my parents in this season is showing me that love is not just a verbal thing. It's an action. It can be sitting quietly. It can be, my dad let me curse a couple conversations ago. And, growing up, people were like, you never curse in front of your parents.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I said shit to my dad.
With your whole chest.
With my whole
Your
chest.
whole chest.
And I said hell too. So I think that was love.
Yeah.
So I think showing me that. So what about you?
I would say present day, my relationship with my parents is one that I'm proud of. To know me is to know that me and my mom had to work through certain things to get to where we are today. And today she is one of my very best friends. And I attribute that to God showing me how to forgive and how to love. And I think what's beautiful about this season of my life is that my parents have raised me to be this woman that I am today, this proud woman that I am today. But also in recent days, it's almost like, hey, y'all raised me to be this way, but also respectfully, you guys also aren't exempt. And so I have to have tough conversations with my parents and not give them the out because you're my mom, because you're my dad. If I feel, I don't want to go as far as say disrespected, but if I feel slighted or something is bothering me, hey, you taught me how to use this voice. And so now I'm going to use it with you, not against you, but I'm going to use it with you. And I think after the initial like, oh shoot, there's a level of respect there, right? And being proud of me. But I will honestly say that they have taught me how to be assertive, stand on my own 2 feet, go get it, be independent, but also not take no nonsense. And in that, not take no nonsense from you either, mama or daddy. And so I love and respect that they have given me that place to be able to use my voice in a way. And so I would say it's a relationship that I'm proud of. It's grown beautifully. And even at 35 years old, my parents, they genuinely have me. They have my back. And my mom, just seeing her, I think the closer that I get to God and I start to exude certain characteristics, I'm starting to notice that the change in my mother has been beautiful to see. And the way that our relationship is just morphing and growing organically, it's probably one of my proudest and most honored relationships present day.
Do you feel like I know in our age group, people say, well, now we're in the age where we're kind of like parenting our parents or raising our parents a little bit. You feel like you're doing that a little bit?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Tracy, a wild, wild child. You hear me? That Tracy's wild. But I love her, and she will go to hell and back for me. Same with my dad. And but I think my mom, it was so cute the other day I came home. And I know my parents love me, but I'm very big on words of affirmation. I'm very big on pouring into you verbally. I'm gonna give you your flowers. And I didn't grow up with that per se. And so the other day I came home and it was the cutest gesture. My mom put all of these sticky notes on my mirror, and they were just affirmations after affirmations. But what it showed me is that, one, she's starting to see the God in me, and two, she's appreciative of the parenting, because one of the sticky notes said, "You are not only my daughter, you're my confidant, and you check me when I'm wrong." And so I have no problem telling, hey, mama, that's rude. Mama, you could have just said it this way and still got your message across. Mama, you didn't have to say that. Mama, and so even though she's like, it's starting to, them seeds starting to plant and water, and some beautiful things are starting to grow. And so I'm proud of my girl.
I think you made me think about my dad. Again, seeing when you talk about the growth in your parents, I remember years ago coming out to my dad, and my dad was like, well, we're going to be praying for you. And I was just like, oh, okay. And then now my dad is like, I remember he said to me, son, I want to ask you a question. Are you the giver or the receiver? And I was like, Daddy, what? Like, but that's growth, right? Or
Yeah.
my dad saying one time he said, I want to ask you about butt stuff. And I was like, Dad.
And
And
you know, boundaries are essential with everyone. That's a hard line. Dad, we're not having that conversation.
Well,
I'm not going to do it.
I gave him a little insight.
Okay, well.
And then it was enough for him.
That's enough for him.
He was like,
that's enough
you know what?
for him.
All right.
All right.
But growth.
Growth.
So, what is something, my question for you is, what is something you prayed for that you weren't ready for when it came?
I will have to say the desire to forgive. To know me is to know that you think you're funny, I'm going to show you I'm hilarious. Okay, you want to giggle, I'm going to cackle. So I think the ego tells me once somebody plays with you, it is your duty to be able to remind them for the rest of their existence what they did and make them regret what they did. It's so funny because I'm on this 21-day fast and prayer, and what I have attached to it is I have to let go. I have to forgive. And so just me wanting to forgive and wanting to treat people with love even though they wronged me, I think that is something that to this day it makes me go, wow, Marie, you are really growing up, girl. Look at you. And so just asking God to change my heart, not knowing what was to really come with that, I wasn't ready for. And honestly, my naked truth is I'm still fighting that battle every single day. But it's getting easier.
Where does that feeling of wanting to, like, I'm gonna one up you or let me get back with you, where does that come from?
It's the ego, for sure. And if we really gonna peel back layers of an onion, when I was in elementary school, I was bullied. And so once I realized that, I can fight and I can get with the best of them, it's almost like I made a mission to that little girl, I would never let nobody play with you again. I won't. And so that has manifested into, I'm not a mean girl, I'm not an ugly acting girl. I think I give everybody grace and love and understanding until you show me not deserving of it. But then I have two extremes. I'm either all the way in and too nice, or I'm like, all right, cool, bitch, you got me, but you'll never get me again. And so I'm trying to find that balance of, there are some people who can come to the forefront of my mind where if I walk into a space with them, my spirit is disturbed. It's not right now in this season, it's not even about them. No one should have that much power over me. So I'm in a place where I want to just pray, to ask God to show me how I can start to forgive, let go of resentment, because again, I want to operate from love, peace, and logic. And so that's just, and even just saying that, right? Like I wasn't ready for that level of transformation.
Wow. I think that is amazing. I want to affirm you on that. That's that level of growth.
Thank you.
I think something that I prayed for that I wasn't ready for when it came. I prayed for male friends, and I think that because growing up, I was the one boy that tagged on with all the girls, and so. Either the guys growing up didn't like me because they were like, oh, he's the gay kid, or they liked me because they wanted to get with the girls. And so I think praying in my adult season for, like, of course I have line brothers, which are more than my friends, but praying for friends outside of them came with a whole different set of challenges, right?
Yeah.
Because now you have men who are expressing love towards you, and now I have to filter that through the lens of, like, is this romantic love, or is this brotherhood love? Is this friendship love? And there have definitely been times where those things were conflated, where a man was like, I'm your friend, but you was really trying to be my special friend. But he wasn't anchored enough in his own truth to proceed forward. But I think I wasn't ready for that, because I will never forget this. This is probably one of the times I've talked about this before on the show, but I went to DC for my friend's graduation. Shout out to Mercedes, my doctor. But I went for her graduation, and I was teaching at the time, so it was over 10 years ago, and I had just enough money. I had paid my rent, paid a couple bills, And I had just enough money to where when we all got to DC, we were going to split a car, split a room, and I think I had enough for like 2 fancy meals for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was like, okay, I think I may have had like $600 in my account. So I was like, okay, I got a little something. I got $3 extra. Let me swipe and get some earphones on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
And somewhere between Texas and DC, not only did my rent clear, my bills cleared, those $3 headphones cleared, and then somebody hacked my account. And so when I got off the plane, I checked my account because everybody's like, oh, we about to go downstairs to get the rental car, send your money, we'll get it, whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I checked my account. It was like negative, like $800 something.
Talk about being in a pickle.
Listen, y'all had negative more than I had in the account.
Right.
How do we? So I called my line brother Moses, and I am in the terminal crying. And I'm like, Moses, I don't know what to do. I don't have no money. Like, I'm just like crying. And he said, check your Cash App. I sent you a bag. This man sent me $1,000. And I had never had anyone be that responsive to me that quickly, that wasn't wanting something sexual from me, that wasn't wanting a relationship, that wasn't wanting something in return, that was a male.
Yeah.
And so there's been times in strong platonic relationships like that where I've had to check myself and be like, you don't like this man. He's just being, because I've never had that before. So I've never had someone genuinely want to be there for me, want to just be a friend, be a brother that wasn't a woman, right? Yeah. And so when these relationships come about, there's a lot of like checking myself, and the self-work comes. That's when the self-work steps up and comes into play.
I love it. I love it. And let me affirm you in saying that you deserve that level of friendship. You are that friend.
Yeah.
To know Jamar is to know that he is the ultimate friend. And so you deserve that.
Thanks. So listen, for all y'all insecure men out there who just trying to play on my top, we gonna roll up on you. Okay, what's your question?
All right, this one is actually one of my favorite questions because I have been awarded the opportunity to interact with a lot of people. And something I like to do is say, hey, tell me 3 things you love about yourself. What I have found is that we do a great job of pouring into other people. I bet you can tell me 3 things you love about me right now, top of your head. But people tend to struggle when I say, hey, what do you love about yourself? And so I'm going to ask you, what are 3 things you absolutely love about yourself? And the reason being is that when we start to hear things that counter what we know to be true, we counter faulty thinking with those things that we know to be true. And so, hey, when somebody says something that counters that, no, I am this, I am that. Let me affirm myself. So what are your 3 affirmations? What do you love about yourself?
I love that you asked this because, shout out to David, again, my therapist, a couple weeks ago, he asked me to tell him about myself. And my homework was to come back and tell me about yourself, but things that don't involve service to other people. Mm-hmm. Because I'm often in service to other people, mm-hmm. whether it be in my family, in my fraternity, at my companies that I own, at the companies that I work for. I am facing community all the time, serving people. So what is it about you that doesn't serve anyone else and it just serves you? And so that was so hard. Because even in the answers that I wrote down, it was like, oh, that involves somebody else. Oh, because I was like, I'm a connector. Yeah, but I'm connecting somebody for a thing. Mm-hmm. Or I service other people well. Yeah, because I'm a quick thinker and I build systems for people. Yeah, but that benefits someone else even though you're getting a check. So I would say 3 things that I love about myself. I am solution oriented for myself. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to... if my car starts to break down, or if I feel like I'm gonna be short on my rent, like I'm gonna come up with a solution for myself. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna let me be asked out.
Okay.
The second thing that I love about myself that I'm learning now is that I'm learning how to rest. You can set boundaries for other people all day long, but if you don't set boundaries for yourself, it's detrimental. Mm-hmm. And so I can be working until 5:00 and I say I'm gonna stop at 5:05. Old me would be like, okay, well, just how much? Let's go 6:05, 7:05, and exhaust myself. Mm-hmm. So I'm learning now how to rest. If I say 5:05, I may stop at 5:01. And then the third thing is that, and this is multi-layered and is still being built. Miss Gloria told me, shout out to Miss Gloria,
Shout out to Miss Gloria.
best therapist as well.
Best therapist.
Not that you're not good, David. But Gloria is great. Miss Gloria told me in this season to ask God to show me me.
Mm-hmm.
And so the third answer is that I'm still learning it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally, I wrote on my mirror at home, God, show me me. So every day I get up, I brush my teeth, do my thing. I ask God to show me me. So the third thing is I'm learning me.
I love it.
What about you?
I love my sense of humor. I think that
You are funny as hell.
I am hilarious. But I love that no matter what space I am in, I'm going to find a reason and or opportunity to make somebody laugh. It's not reachy. It's not forced. It's not stretched. It's just me showing up as me. So that's number two. I love that I have the confidence to show up as me, that I don't shrink myself in any room that I walk into. And then my last one would be that I have grown to create, because it's one thing to create them, but to uphold boundaries with no matter who you are in my life.
You know what? I want to affirm you in that, like, you walk into a room like big, you be like,
Shoulders.
if you know Candace,
literally and
like,
figuratively.
my girl be like this. Like, not just bands with cans, but shoulders with cans, right?
Because I don't play with her.
And I love that. I'm gonna go back because I thought about that when you talked about how you come into a room. One thing I can say about myself is every room that I leave, a part of me is there. Like, people know I was there.
Yeah.
People know when I
little
walk
fairy
in,
dust left behind.
yeah. When people know when I've been in a room, I transform communities, I transform people, I transform relationships, I transform lives. But like my imprint is there. I am there.
Come on, change agent.
Yeah. Bow. That's it.
That's it, and that's all.
Is it my turn or your turn?
It's your turn.
Because I just got so wrapped up in that. Right. So what has been one of your biggest upsets that has taught you one of the biggest lessons yet?
So I would have to say, in full transparency, and it probably isn't just one, but if I had to categorize it, it would have to be the ways in which relationships have disappointed me. And so I would say what it has taught me is, remember I said earlier, I come in real green. I come in, I give you my all. I'm open. And what I have found is that can be rewarding, or it can also be detrimental. And so now the lesson I have learned is to proceed with caution. Allow people to genuinely show me who they are. Don't believe what I see at first, because I think everybody has the ability to show you a great representative. I'm a confident woman. I know I have a lot to offer without having to expound. And so naturally what I found is that men show up thinking or showing up who I think I want them to be, or who they perceive deserves a woman like me. And so falling for the okie doke, falling for their representative, and then you can only keep up that face for so long. It's going to start to crack, and true colors will always shine through those cracks, and they be ugly. And so, yeah, through disappointment, through heartbreak, I had to learn that, okay, I got me until I can see that you deserve to help me with this fragile load. And so, but also, I said earlier, I'm an extremist. So I found myself on the extreme of that of, all right, well, I'm just going to, get you before you get me. And so I'm learning in this season to find that balance, to be able to be soft enough and inviting enough to be open to the idea of even seeing if you're deserving or worthy, while also being able to show you that I am deserving and I'm worthy. So
I'm glad, I've talked in the first 2 episodes this season about, which the whole season I just came out of, with loving someone that I thought was something that we saw it in 2 different ways. Mm-hmm. Do I think my way was the right way that I saw it? Abso-freaking-lutely, but he saw it in a way and I saw it in a way, right? Mm-hmm. And we sat down at dinner, and in the closing of the conversation, he asked me, well, what have you learned from this? And my flesh wanted to be like, the nerve. But I literally said, proceed with caution. And so you said that, and that affirmed that I was going to share this. I think just like you, I show up really large, right? And as a gay black man, I never thought that being in a relationship or being married or having kids, I never thought that was a reality until I got older. And so I chased so many men and I chased so many relationships because I wanted like to be loved. And so I showed up so full, so big, going from 0 to 100 in like the first 2 to 3 months or 6 months. And so the lesson that I have learned, the upset has been like relationships, but the lesson that I have learned is to ask more questions, to also be vigilant, to not give everyone access to me so quickly.
That's it.
And that's it. Because to your point, people will reveal who they are.
Time. Give it time.
And I said this, I think last episode, acceptance ends all suffering. Because I remember I dated this man for a long time and I thought we were going to get married and have kids, all the things. And if I would have just accepted who he was in those first 3 months when he told me I don't want to get married, I don't want to have kids, and I also make love in this fashion. If I would have accepted those 3 things, I would have saved myself 2 years of heartbreak.
Right.
But I wanted to see the best in him so bad.
And we think, if I just show him the best parts of me, it'll change his mind. That man said what he said.
This man
showed you what he said.
This man looked at me in my face. And if you are not new to the show, you have heard this story before. 3rd month, we were at my home in the TV room on the 2nd floor. And I said, I want to get married. I want to have children. And he said, I don't want to get married and I don't want to have children. I said, oh, please, you love me. I'm going to put something on you that's going to change your mind. I put it on him many times and his mind never changed. My boy said, let me double down on that. Let me show you.
Ain't no problem.
Boom.
Watch this.
Yeah. My boy ushered me real quick.
Watch this.
I'm not going to cry. All right. No, for real, I'm not going to cry. Next question.
All right. If someone wrote a warning label about you in relationships, what would it say? What would your yellow sticker say?
My yellow sticker would say, proceed with caution, because he is learning to proceed with caution. That's what my yellow label would say. Proceed with caution, because he's learning to proceed with caution. But it also would have like a sub, like the small writing, but don't play with him.
Yeah.
What about you?
It's so funny. This is why we're so but mine would say, make sure you're healed, because don't play with her. Don't play with her. I think I have done a great job, and I'm still doing a great job of healing those broken parts of myself, healing through past childhood traumas, and I'm not confused about who I am as a woman. And so it would just say, hey, do the work first. Don't even waste that girl time. Do the work first.
What do you think? So Ms. Gloria asked me this question. She said, I remember we were in a session a couple years ago, and she said, man, you just love these broken men. Why do you feel you got to fix? Why do you feel like you got to have all these projects and fix these men? What do you think draws like people who are not healed to us, or broken men or broken people?
I think something that we just said, we're a change agent. Something that we both share is that we have big energies. You're going to feel us. We're going to walk into a room and light it up. And so I think when somebody is dark, what do they gravitate towards?
The light.
A light. And so I think there's a light in us, and they could very well know. Their insecurities can already tell them, like, hey, that's a tall task, a big ask. But their selfishness is like, I need some of that.
Yeah.
I want some of that. Even though I'm not ready and I'm underdeveloped, she give me a little smile, a little smirk. Oh, she give me conversation. Oh, okay. So now, inevitably, what we're doing is working backwards. But I think dark people gravitate towards light.
So the next men that come into our lives, they need to, I kind of want mine to have like a little night light on, like attached to the top of his head. Because I want to see you got the light, Tremaine. That's what I want to see. Do you got the light? That's what I want to see.
I want to be so locked. I want to be so locked in with God, and my discernment be so high that that nobody can even come close to me. Like that God's going to have me so protected that me having to fight that battle,
To your point, I remember laying in the bed a few weeks ago and I just said, God, I'm tired. I'm tired. Like, I don't want to do it anymore for myself. I just release it. I'm going to let you do it.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
That's it.
And he was like, see, you tried to pick. I let you pick. You ready?
Man, I've been driving I've been driving this whip for so long and just crash dummy in it, and I'm like, you know what, God, get back in the driver's seat.
Come on.
I apologize.
Please.
And I think it's in those moments where you're not forcing it and you truly surrender and release, that it's just like, okay, I'm gonna bless you. He hasn't forgotten about us at all.
It's gonna be something so good, that the men who we thought we loved in the past that filled us up and quenched us will seem like they were a drought.
Hello, somebody.
That's what it's gonna be. That's it. All right, what you got? Oh, it's my turn. Listen, I done got so caught up in this waiting to exhale moment, Bernie.
Are you hearing? It's your turn.
So sometimes the most unexpected things come out in conversation, and that can look like secrets. So, what is a secret that you may have never said, or something that many people don't know? It don't have to be serious. It could be funny, but tell me a secret.
All right, boom. I'm scared of the dark.
Really?
Yeah.
You're scared of the dark?
I have night lights in my room. Did he laugh?
Listen, that was an offset laugh. My boy.
I do.
That's good to me.
I do.
Okay, you're scared of
I'm
the
not
dark.
sleeping with a closet door open. I have night lights. I don't want to expound. That's my secret.
Okay, I accept you. I'm not laughing at you off camera.
Like he did.
Dang. Okay, what's my secret? I should have thought about this. My secret is, I don't want to tell something that's gonna make me look bad.
You're defeating the whole purpose of let's have a conversation.
Okay, boom. When I was a teacher, I won't call it an affair because he wasn't married, but I had dealings with one of my superiors. And I remember the next semester we had dealings, and the next semester I came back to school and he was my evaluator. And we were in his office and we were having a conversation. And he said, "We're not going to have any problems this semester, are we?" And so I was thinking to myself, are you trying to flex on me when I just flexed on you all last semester? Like literally flexed on you? So I looked him dead in the crotch and I said, "No, I don't think we will." Because I looked there and he knew what I meant. And that was, the dealings were over. But
Clearly.
Because you try to play me and I'm going to pull a Candace on you and you'll get played.
That's the old Candace.
The old Candace, not the new Candace.
That's the old Candace.
Damn, that was a secret I didn't think I was going to tell.
All right. All right, for me, it says stagnation is scary, but it's also very real. Are you the same person you were last year? If so, how can you challenge yourself to grow? If not, in what ways are you different?
I think I'm different because I am setting boundaries and walking away from some people that I was scared to for years, and morphing relationships. Last year and the years before, I would try to make everything work. Because to me, everything is figure outable. And so in the profession that I have, even when I was a teacher, there's a solution to everything. If you're teaching math, we all know that every math problem, even if it's 0, has a solution. And so I was so busy trying to put a solution to everything. If he doesn't like me, then there's a way we can fix that. If my parents aren't doing a thing, there's a way we can fix that. If my job isn't working, there's a way I can fix that. If my car doesn't work, I've got the best mechanic in Houston. And so what I'm learning is, instead of trying to fix everything, there are some things you leave them where they at. Mm-hmm. And there are some people that the level of intimacy changes between you. That doesn't mean you love them any less. That doesn't mean they're any less important to you. They just, the level changes in which they have access to you. I used to give everyone access to me all the time. I would answer the phone all the time out of guilt. I would text back out of guilt. Now I'm, even with customers and clients, I'm saying, hey, give me 24 to 48 hours or give me a week or two. I literally just walked away. I had the opportunity to basically start up a new charter school. And someone approached me about it a couple months ago and asked me to be on the board. They even asked, when the school starts, will you be the principal? And old me would have been like, I can do it. I know I got other projects, but it's money. But that was a scarcity mindset that I got to have this money to live, even if I would harm myself because I'm tired.
Yeah.
And so I walked away from that project. I told that person respectfully, here's my boundary. I can give you some thought partnership, but I can't help you with your school in that way. And I woke up 2 days later and there was money in my account, because even though I set the boundary and said no thank you, that person still paid me for my thought partnership. So boundaries. I'm different than I was.
I love it.
What about you?
I am absolutely not the same person that I was last year. I know we have a lot of off the record conversations. But I think my biggest change that is like the umbrella is not allowing God to be my last resort, but also he's like now the first thing I run to in the center of my life. And so with that, so much about me has changed inside, and that it just starts to manifest outward. And so for sure, surrendering and letting go of that control and letting God get back in the driver's seat, and me being excited and eager and hungry to draw closer to him in this season is 100% the ways in which I'm changed. Yeah, like my circles are changing. I'm excited about churches are non-negotiable now. I'm excited about my Bible study group on Thursdays. I'm excited about linking with people who are as hungry as I am to get closer to God. And so that is the biggest change, and where I won't miss an opportunity to be able to just give him the honor, the glory, and the praise he's so deserving of.
I love how we as Black people always say honor, glory, and praise. Like that is our
I don't really hear most people say it, but it's definitely mine.
You don't hear Black people say that?
Mm-mm.
That is like an old gospel Baptist. Anyway, that's for another episode. But I definitely recognize that growth in you, so I affirm you in that.
Thank you.
Okay, so my question to you is: your business, Bands with Can, not to be confused with Bands with Cans. There's no S on cans.
You love to put an S on there.
I love to put an S on Sonic's, Kroger's, Walmart's, Amazon's, Ponytails.
Cans.
But your business, Bands with Can.
Can is short for Candace.
Can, not cans for
Not cans.
Cancellary or something. But Bands with Can has taken off this year. And while it seems to have exploded all at one time, it was a slow, gradual walk. You poured in a lot of people poured in. You've made some awesome business relationships, and like you're now in different markets all over Houston. My question to you is, as a Black business owner, what's one of the biggest lessons that you have learned, and what's next?
I think one of the biggest lessons that I have learned is that this is a business.
Mm-hmm.
Having to, because I'm such a giver, I have a big heart. And so having to switch to a true business mindset, and it took me some time, just being business oriented, man, and not playing about my business. And so while it is a good time, it is a vibe, and those of you who do not know, Bands with Can is a resistance band training fitness class where absolutely you are going to get a good workout. You are going to get increased flexibility, mobility, tone, and strength in smaller muscle groups. All of that's good. You're going to get the heart rate up. You're going to have a good time, but it's a safe place. It's energetic. It's a vibe. It's fun. You're going to vibe out. But I have to treat, that's my baby, and it's a business. And so when I was starting out in a gym, and it's a matter of, okay, now I'm growing and I'm expanding. And so, yeah, I want to go back to the table. I want to renegotiate these terms. Mm-hmm. We got a 50-50 split, but let's have a conversation about what are you doing to get that 50, because I'm programming, I'm setting up, I'm closing down. It's Bands with Can. And so just having to have those tough conversations with a business lens, I would and not feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Recognizing my worth. I have created a beautiful niche for myself in a big old world of fitness. I have something very unique. And the can really is we talked about that fairy dust. And so being able to own what I've created, and then being able to, and I'm very fair. This whole weekend, hey, come out to Bands. Classes on me. 100% free. So don't get me wrong, I'm still able to give. I feel like Bands is my ministry. And so I am able to give, and I am able to let my light shine, but also being able to remind myself this is a business, Marie. And the same way in which people conduct their businesses, It's a business. And so, in all that you do, don't forget about you and your business. Handle business accordingly.
I'm a backdoor with that, and apparently we're gonna have the same answers for everything, right? So my business, OOTR Consulting, which is a full-scale consulting firm where we help build businesses and put businesses in communities where they don't have the imprint, and we do. We also do college to career consulting. We also do corporate things and resumes and coaching and recruiting, all of the things. The lesson that I have learned, exactly what you said, this is a business, right? You can't go to Walmart and be like, I want to get groceries on credit, right?
Yeah.
I want to get groceries because I'm a good person. You can't go to CVS and be like, I need a plan B just because I'm a good woman. You can't, right? And so business comes with a cost. And so I've learned, again, like, my contracts are tight, right? You can't. One of the things that I used to do in the beginning of the business, I was so afraid that that they wouldn't pay me. I would ask my rate. Our rate is $300 an hour, so I would be afraid that, well, if I say 150 or 300, like, you're not going to pay it. I literally just had a call on Friday where a company was like, I don't know if we can afford to pay you, but tell me your rate. And I said the rate, and I said it and they were like, okay, well, we're gonna get back to you. We got some money for that. Just let us, what would that look like? Let us get back to you. But just because I have to eat, I can't. If you're the client, you can't have your lights on and mine are off because I'm trying to help you keep yours on.
Right.
So it's a business, protecting my business. And I think, too, what's next for me that a lot of Black businesses are not doing is filing my business taxes and keeping up with them. I think that's what's next.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think a phrase that I'm really trying to implement this season is, and that's okay too.
And that's okay too.
And that's okay too. Having a tough conversation is a matter of negotiating. Like, hey, I want you here. What is it going to take? And I have to set my price with my whole chest. And it's like, hey, that's a little, I can't afford that. And it's kind of like, and that's okay too. And that's okay too. We still good.
And it's okay for us to walk away. I remember I had a client that paid us $15,000 last year, and they wanted $60,000 worth of work for $15,000, and I had to say, hey, this isn't gonna work. But I was almost afraid to end the relationship at first because they had more money to give, but they wanted me to work so much harder. And I was like, no, that's not good for my brand. And also, there are other people who work in my company, so my employees can't be exposed to that. Like, I'm not going to infringe on their after hours time with their family and things like that. So, and that's okay too, sis.
And that's okay too. When you said that about brand, another lesson I had to learn is I am my own brand now. I remember being I was supporting one of my sisters at her fitness competition, and I vividly remember getting in an altercation with a woman who is not African American, and she sat in the seat that I had reserved, and she was like, well, they're not assigned. And I said, well, ma'am, there was something here saving this seat. And she refused to move, and so that got me really, I am.
Yeah.
I'm full of faith, but I'm a little feisty still.
I'm on your ass, Jenny.
And so we ended up really getting into it, and I was like, hey, when he get back here, I don't know much, but he gonna sit in that seat right there. I said what I said, and we had this full exchange. 5 minutes later, lady behind me leans over and says, hey, are you that girl that does bands? And when I tell you, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I had to say, yes, I am. I'm so sorry you had to witness that little altercation. But she kind of had me messed up. But so that was another gentle reminder from God, like, hey, you're going to have to move a little different this season because I am building my brand from the ground up. And I am my brand. And I do want to be able to represent myself and what I stand for very well. But also, you better get out this seat, lady.
But see, a lot of times, and I think about this too, to your point, like, those types of moments, like the ass whoopings that we want to give will ruin our ministry, right? And so I have to think about that too. I had a client that recently showed up in a very not great way, but I had to remember, to your point, this is my business, this is my brand, my stamp of approval is on. Like, when people see you, they're really seeing me because I'm the person who set all these things up.
Hello.
And so one misstep here, and then when we look at it, the things that we think are really a big deal, when you step out of it, is not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Because honestly, yes, she played with you a little bit, but how big of it would have been for you to just, like, is it that big for you to just give up that seat?
Right.
Right. Was it that big for me to tell my client, hey, X, Y, and Z that you had here at this meeting wasn't that that he wanted to move,
Yeah.
it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
It's not worth it sacrificing my brand and my butter.
Right. You're right. Absolutely right. I always, when we get on our prayer calls, I'm always like, hey, whatever that we do, whatever we say, just allow us to be able to move people closer and not further away. So, yeah, you're right. That was a precious reminder. All right. When you are not in a room, what are people saying about you?
I think that people are saying that when I'm not there, my presence is missed. I think people miss me when I'm not there. Yeah, I think people are. That's what I would like to think.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm not, what do you think people are saying about me when I'm not? Like when I'm in rooms that you have been in and I'm not there, what do people say about me?
That you're dependable, that they can rely on you, that you're a good friend, that you are, hey, I may not know who to call, but let me call Jamar because what you say, solution focused, that you're going to always figure it out.
Okay.
You're a very good present friend.
Thank
You are.
What are people saying about you?
I'm hilarious, that I'm crazy, that she a fool, that she works hard, that, oh my goodness, that girl can do 17 things in one day. You hear me? She going to make it happen. That I'm feisty, that I don't play. I think it's the same manner. Like if you have a group full of people, you may look around and scan and be like, hey, where Candace? Because again, we got a heavy presence about ourselves.
We do. People miss us when we're not there. And that's like a humble brag, right? Because that is also who we know we are.
Yeah.
Go Jesus.
Go Jesus.
A lot of times I think people like me and you, we pour so much into people, right? Again, people miss us. People know us. Our presence is felt. We give so much of us to other people, and then we need more. So in this season, what do you need more of?
Downtime.
Ooh.
Rest. I'm in a very, very, very hungry season. My next 3 years will not look like my last 3 years. One day I'll do a full disclosure. But I'm hungry. I'm tapped in. And in being tapped in and in going to get it, that requires a lot of output.
Mm-hmm.
My days are stacked. My hours are accounted for. And so one of the greatest things that I've been able to do is get off social media after 9 o'clock, no access. The app grays out, screen time. Shout out to the app, Apple. Put in restrictions because that allows me to slow down and prioritize and get ready for the next day, which allows me to get in bed and sleep by 10 p.m. Because before, I'm just scrolling. And so my days are stacked, and so understanding that what I want to accomplish is going to require those days and hours to be used to their fullest potential during the day. So then, okay, you can't pull all-nighters anymore. You can't be up till midnight. If you're trying to go work out at 5 and then be to work by 7 and then leave work, get ready for bands, and then be done with that, make some content. If I'm trying to get to where I know I need to be and where I've been called to be, okay, you need to get in bed in time and rest up to be ready to hit the ground running the next day.
I think I'm a backdoor what you said. In a way, two things I need more of. I need more boundaries, and I need more rest as well, right? Again, very similar to you. I think having a 9 to 5 and then having a 6 to 10, our schedules, you have to have such an aligned schedule, such a succinct schedule. But for me, I need more boundaries where I am you got to show people how to treat you, right? Because if not, and I've said this in one of the last episodes, if you pull up to the bank is not going to stop you from depositing money, right? So if I am a bank, people are not going to stop withdrawing until I stop them from withdrawing. And so I think I need more boundaries for myself. I need more boundaries for other people. I think I'm really good at setting them with people, right? But setting them, and what that looks like for setting with myself is like if there is someone in my life that I miss, someone that I'm having a middle passage in our relationship, someone where we're still trying to figure it out. I don't have to call you every day. I don't have to, I can sit back and figure that out. Also, the rest isn't just physical rest, it's resting my mind. One thing that I've recently been prescribed medicine for anxiety. And so one thing that needs to happen more is resting my mind. I think I have overthought a lot of things for a long time. And so resting my mind is something I need more of.
Okay. Cheers. Okay, with that being said, what are you trusting God for in this season?
I am trusting God for healing in my family. Healing anything that my parents are going through. I'm trusting God for healing, and when in my family, I mean myself, right? Healing some childhood things. I didn't know that there were some angers and some hurts that I had been holding on to that just manifested themselves about 3 or 4 weeks ago in some quiet downtime. So that's what I'm trusting God for that healing, and I'm trusting God to know that He's gonna do it, and it almost is like a hurry up and wait, but I'm just being patient to watch for the healing. What about you?
Okay. In this particular season, I am trusting God for increased discernment, obedience, and a heart of forgiveness. And it's not just forgiveness for those people that come to the forefront of my mind, but also just forgiving myself for allowing certain things that I knew were way below the bar of what I deserved.
Can I ask you a question off script?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me one thing that you feel comfortable sharing that you are like, I'm gonna forgive myself for that, I'm working through that?
Not walking away the first time. Second time, third, fourth, or fifth.
You just gonna steal all my answers or what? Because my God. You know what? I'm gonna say that because I asked you, I'm gonna answer that. I think I had to remind myself, especially in this last season, with this last person that I loved, is that I thought to myself, the flags were there the whole time.
Always.
But you didn't notice them. You noticed them, but you were like, I minimized them.
Mm-hmm. That's not red, that's orange.
Yeah, I turned a red flag to like magenta.
Yeah.
Like, that ain't no red flag. That's teal, right? He couldn't possibly be this guy.
The whole time it's
my flags in the air. I mean, twisted around your head like a helicopter. Yeah. I mean, it was a Mario Kart flag, but I think I had to tell myself, am I forgiving myself or am I giving myself grace? I think there's a difference. And so I didn't do anything wrong. So I'm reminding myself, and tell me if you agree with this. I'm reminding myself, even after therapy sometimes, or during therapy, or when I'm in my alone moments, forgiveness means something wrong. Someone has been wronged, there was an offense, something bad happened. But grace means there was a slip up that was either unintentional or something that it didn't come about out of purposefully, on purpose, if that makes sense. So again, the thing that I'm working through is identifying with myself. Do you need to forgive yourself or do you need to give yourself grace?
I think, speaking for what I allowed myself to go through, is like the grace is, okay, when I say I didn't walk away the first time. Now, when I'm able to say with confidence, second, third, fourth, or fifth, if something walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, why am I still trying to believe wholeheartedly it's a butterfly?
Yeah.
That's a duck. So, the grace is already expired. I need to forgive myself for knowing what I needed to do and not doing it. Hearing from the people that love me what I don't deserve and then saying, I'm not listening to you.
I did that.
I know what I'm doing. Yeah, So, no, the grace part was not thinking I'm so high and mighty and just, let me just give that person a little grace. The forgiveness is here. But you still just hold what you holding on to.
I want to give you your flowers though, because when you talked about the people who were talking to you in your ear, I think you have been there for like some significant romantic relationships for me, and I'm like, I was like, I'm here for you. You can tell me the thing, and I tell you all the things. I think you have allowed me with grace to. Like, I think you're like, this ain't gonna work, but I'm gonna be here for you, right? I'm gonna give you the advice. I'm not gonna play about you. But so I appreciate you for also like not being, there are certain people who I didn't want to tell certain things to in this last season because they were too harsh of critics. And I was too sensitive and it wasn't able to handle their criticism. And so I appreciate you giving me that.
For sure. I think some mama always tell Jamar, listen, I don't play about you. I was sitting here to be your advocate. You hear me? But also, I'm human. I know what it's like to be in it. I'm never going to forget what it's like to be so wrapped. I think it's one of our later questions, to be so wrapped up into something where I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. I don't. My own inner self is already telling me I don't want to listen to it. So you think I'm going to listen to you? And so a part of me, I'm going to always understand. That's I think that's where my grace comes from, is not being on this high horse where I'm out of it and now I'm looking down on you like, what are you doing? Like, nah, I'm going to give you what I wish I would have got. Because I had people who were very, I'm not going to say they were too truthful. Because people, my best friends will tell you, baby, listen, Candace going to do what Candace want to do. And there's so much truth to that. But also in the same sense of, I'm going to bump my head enough and I'm going to be like, all right, it hurts.
I don't want to bump my head anymore. God, I don't want to bump my head anymore if you're listening. I don't want. My head is big enough. I don't need no more bruises.
Mine too.
Yeah. Come on, God.
All right, where we at in it?
We are at question number... Oh, God.
I feel like 13 is kind of one we touched on already.
Yeah, so...
When we skip to 14?
Yes.
In dating, what is your biggest non-sexual turn on?
Being present. A man that is present, it turns me on intellectually.
Okay.
Because you're present, right? I think there have been plenty of times where I've needed a lot of help or I've been present for people. So someone who can love me in the way that I can give love and I show love, that is a big turn on for me. And that is a green light for me and a green flag for me.
Come on, green light special.
What about you?
I think a level of acceptance. And when I say a level of acceptance, I mean like I'm big in a sense, right? Like I have a big energy. I have a light about myself. I think what I have found is that the same things that people love about me, when they in it with me, they tend to try to weaponize it against me. You so busy. You post a lot. It's like, I am who I am, who I am, who I am. And so I think being able to be so sure about yourself that you don't find insecurity in yourself when I just show up as me, allowing me to just be, and I don't feel like I'm on eggshells or if I say something that's, I just want to be able to be myself. I think the world of myself. And I just think being able to be accepted as me, you're going to go a long way with me. You're going to go a long way. I mean, then being funny. Like, why are you so serious?
Yeah.
Being funny, having a sense of humor, because what we said earlier, I'm hilarious. So being able to crack a joke back and make me laugh and share that space, we good.
Because I think the world of myself, and you should too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
And if we sharing space intimately, a part of me think the world of you too.
Yeah. Because don't nobody want to be laid up with no man that ain't funny. Or that
dry self.
you can't tell a joke. Your credit score is 575. You don't have no money management skills. Your feet
ain't got
stink.
the nerve to not want to laugh.
And you still wearing these Walmart boxers.
You know, everything you said, they should be a little tight. They should be. What are you laughing at?
And clean them ears.
What's funny?
Forgiveness is something that a lot of us wrestle with, and it's not always quick or easy. And I know we kind of hit on that a little bit earlier. Is there someone in your life that you are still processing to forgive?
Yeah, I'm not going to call him by name, but yeah, there's a couple somebodies. And then if I want to have some great level of accountability, I'm at the top of that list. And so, yeah, but I recognize it, and then I also feel like a desire to want to change and want to forgive and not want to be able to. I want to snatch my power back.
Yeah.
I don't want to walk in the room and see your face, and then I'm like, I want to go over there and knock your head off your shoulders. I want to grow from that so bad.
I want to grow from that so bad. It's hilarious.
I do.
I'm gonna say yes. I was at a place today where someone asked me about a person, and they said, "Well, where is such and such? I haven't seen that person in a while." And I was like, "Your guess is as good as mine, sis." Well, yeah, y'all, I always used to see y'all together. I don't have a response for you. And so to the point of like, I want to walk in the room and be able to be okay with you. I want to be able to see you in a picture and not cringe, or I want to Like I want to be able to like see somebody post a picture of you with them and not be like, let me swipe past this
I
real
want
quick.
nothing internally to change. I
Yeah.
want to be just okay. Somebody challenged me today and said, every person that you can identify that you still have that struggle with, start praying for them every day. And I said, woo, to start doing what? You got to send me a script because I got nothing. Whitney Houston, I got nothing.
I have nothing.
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 But also, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
That's good. I'm gonna take that.
I'm going to do it.
The people that I am
Because
struggling.
your heart will start to soften towards them, what they told me.
The people that I am struggling to forgive, I'm gonna be praying for.
Clock it.
Damn, that's hard. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Okay. Your turn.
Where do you see yourself in the next 3 years?
Well, people often ask if I got my body done.
Nobody asked you that, Jamar. Nobody asked you that. Nobody.
People are asking my friends like you that too. They're always like, "Oh, did Jamar get his body
No
done?"
one's ever, just so we're clear, no, we have the same kind of circle. No one's asking that.
If you are watching this, Candace is canceled. You are canceled because that is some level of homophobia right there.
Don't you dare start spreading rumors.
Okay, no, but for real, people have been asking if I've gotten my body done, and I haven't. Right? It's just me being me. Mm-hmm. So I think in the next 3 years, just still not getting my body done. Okay, no. In the next 3 years, I think I would like to, if we can. I mean, I know we can. It's possible, but if it's scalable, if it's realistic, I want to make sure that there's a storefront or brick and mortar for our consulting firm. We've done a really good job over the past 3 years of putting ourselves in not just Houston markets, but we're now in Philly. We've been in New York with like Pfizer and other companies. And so I want to make sure that we either have a storefront or we're solidified in different, some more staples in different markets. And then for this show, I would like for us to have done some work with like Tabitha Brown, people like that I really admire, and a brand deal. Many people don't know this, but in season 1, we were actually funded by Blue Cross Blue Shield. We were the first podcast that they ever funded, and we used that money on a mental health grant. I believe it was for a mental health grant. We used that money for 2 seasons, and so it funded the marketing and the production and all the things when we were in the pandemic and online. So just more brand deals and elevated brands. What about you?
I love it. In 3 years, I see myself debt free. In 3 years, I see Bands with Can. I'm talking about in corporate settings. Maybe my own little studio. I just see bands continuing to grow and elevate. I'm talking about little bundles where you can get a T-shirt, a band, a mat. You hear me? I see Bands with Ken being accessible on virtual platforms. So that's my financial 3 years. That's my Bands with Ken 3 years. And then with my career, because believe it or not, somebody asked me the other day, like, I've been following you, and like, what do you do?
What do you do?
People would look at your story and be like, what does she do? I'm actually a school psychologist. And so with that, one of my lifelong goals has been what I have found is that a lot of parents are just genuinely ignorant to the rights that they have with their child being covered under special education. And so I always tell, no matter which district I'm with, I don't work for you all. I service these parents and children. I'm an advocate. I'm a true advocate. So I would like to take all of my tools in my toolbox and genuinely be a parent and family advocate for children who have special needs. I want to look at that evaluation and make sure it's thorough. I want to make sure that their plan is actually in place. I don't want to hear that, excuse me, we don't have the faculty or the staff for that. What does this kid need, and how are we going to help them be successful after identifying they have a disability condition?
I love that. And I was thinking when you were talking, I think sometimes a good marker of a good a good social media platform is like, because there's so many people that we follow that we don't even know, like you said, what do you do for a living? I just know what your brand does. And so I think that's also a really good separation of church and state, and it protects your 9 to 5 life, right? I remember being like anxious or a little nervous when the pandemic started. I worked for this really big nonprofit, and I told my boss, I said, hey, I just want to let you know I've got a podcast. Is that okay? And she was like, yeah, as long as you're not wearing the brand of the company or talking about the brand. I was like, okay, because we definitely be talking about sex on there. And she was like, it's okay. But I did a really good job of separating the two worlds. And I was almost afraid to bring the two worlds together. But we're out on YouTube now. So if you're not subscribed. Also, I want to double back in 3 years. I used to say this for a long time, literally until this moment, that like I never was going to pay back my student loans. So when I think about I probably should say who I need to forgive is Navient. That's who I need to forgive. So I never was going to pay back my student loans. But when we talk about being out of debt, I think I'm going to have a check big enough to pay off that student loan.
They need to forgive me. Hello, somebody.
Hello, because I am in forbearance. The land of forbearance. Have you ever been head over heels, just blindly dumb over a man or a partner? And if so, what was that like?
Yes, and it was dumb. It was dumb. You ever be out of something, you look back and you be like, girl, you just be doing something.
How did I get here? Deborah Cox me, please, because how did I get here?
It was, but I mean, on the other side of that, right? How did it sustain so long? It was fun. It was inviting. It was fulfilling in those moments in ways it shouldn't have been fulfilling.
I hate him. I don't. Yes, I don't.
Yes, I don't. It was dumb. It was dumb. I would say that there's a direct parallel, and I just love telling my story that the most disconnected that I was from God, I was the most connected to things that were just dumb. And that's the best way I can put it. I was blindly dumb over a man or a partner. And what was it like? It was exciting. It served its purpose after purpose after purpose. But all in all, what was it like? Long story short,
it was dumb.
Dumb.
I'm not even going to echo what you said because I agree with all the things for me and for you. But what I am going to say is I'm so grateful that we were given, like, God was like, okay, I see you down there being dumb. I'm going to give you a lot of grace. And there were so many fires that I know we both walked through that we did not walk out smelling like smoke.
Right.
And I'm so grateful for that.
So grateful.
So grateful for
And
that.
even when I was far away, he still had a reach and had a hand over my life.
God was like, get your ass back over here real quick.
Snatched me up.
But I'm going to let
quick.
you, but
Hit
come
me
back.
Back and neck with that
Yes.
sandal.
Yes. The same one he was heel toeing with.
Yeah.
Jesus
That was
is
a full circle moment.
Jesus has a hell of a heel toe. I'm just trying to let you know. Your turn.
What makes you feel safe, seen, or validated?
I think people like you.
Mm.
Yeah, people like you because when somebody knows who you really are and they're still like, I love you. Like, people know you're full you. They know how dumb you have been. They know how blind you have been. They know how strong you have been. They know your resiliency. They know all of you, and they know your secrets and the secrets of the men you've been with. I think people like you.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo you in the sense that it's people knowing where you fall short, seeing you naked and vulnerable, but then still choosing to identify the best parts of you, still loving you because of the best parts of you. So it goes back to the acceptance, me as me. Not just the beautiful me and the me that you're proud of, but also the me that's crying on your shoulder for the 16th time for something you told me to stop doing a long time ago.
But that's also unconditional love.
Right.
And that's why we can't give everybody access to us, because everybody doesn't have the power or the bandwidth or the wherewithal to love us unconditionally. So
Right.
we must only be aligned with people who can love us unconditionally.
Fist pump.
Boom. What is something, and we are almost done here. We got like 2 more questions. What is something you wish you would have heard when you were a teenager?
Everything that you need is already within you. You don't need attention from men to feel validated. And keep God first.
Are you talking to me, or did you steal my answer? Because what are we doing here? Like, this is good. This is how I know we're supposed to be doing this.
Hello.
I'm gonna backdoor that, steal that, but also say, well, David, shout out to you. I know you watching this one. You are enough. Again, everything you need is already inside of you. That's it. Same thing. You're enough. Everything you need is inside of you.
Boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
So number 20 is my question, but I'm gonna go off script real quick. You know what? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Who are you when no one is watching?
I'm a choreographer.
Let me see some.
Not right now. People are watching. That would defeat the point of the question.
Wait a minute, cutting the rug.
Man,
you sound like Jesus.
Listen, I'm taking you from naughty girl to showstopper to plastic off the sofa. I'm giving it all. I am when no one is watching, I am performing at Coachella. That's who I am when no one is watching.
Okay.
What about you?
When no one is watching, I think I show a lot of my life, right? And so you see me get up at 4 a.m. and go to the gym. You see me do all the things that make me me. But when no one is watching, I am a bum. You hear me? I'm a bum. I got a big T-shirt on. And maybe, I don't even own holy socks. I was about to take it way too far. But I had that headscarf on, them glasses on, that bonnet on. I'm a bum.
You know what? Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. You had an off-script question? What was your off-script question?
I'm going to save it for closing.
Okay. So my last question to you, this is our 21st question, so we are good on time. We're right where we need to be.
Mm-hmm.
If you could put one truth in my back pocket before we walk away from this conversation, what truth would that be?
I think it goes back to what you wish you would have heard when you was a teenager, because it still holds to be true today, that you are enough. Everything you need is within you, and keep God first.
I love that. I would tell you that everything you already know is true. That's it. Your business is a ministry. Your presence is a ministry. Your aura is healing. That's it.
Thank you.
Well, I'm trying something new this season where at the end of every episode, I'm going to give every co-host the opportunity to ask me a question. So this is our new tradition this season. And so you've got one shot to put me on the spot. Ask me any questions, no limit, and you're the first to be able to do this.
What characteristic about yourself are you able to identify that's going to be a hindrance to you being the best version of yourself?
The desire to want to be accepted and loved.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I've chased love and acceptance for so long and didn't even know I was chasing it. So that characteristic can hinder who I'm supposed to be, because if you've already told me no, but I keep chasing your yes. You've already shown me no, but I keep chasing your yes. You've already shown me you weren't interested, but I keep chasing your yes. The work that needs to be done which was what I'm doing right now. Shout out to David. Is like figuring out there's only so much I can hold other people accountable when I'm not holding myself accountable.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you did 12 bad things, but why do I keep letting you get to number 13?
Right.
So how do I hold myself accountable so that this doesn't happen again? Sometimes I think God allows us to continue bumping our heads on that same shelf because we're the same height. The shelf meets us at the same level. I've kept bumping my head on the same shelf because I didn't learn the lesson. And so in this season right now, I am learning to walk away from that spirit of acceptance and rejection.
Come on. That was healing.
Look at us. Look at us.
There you have it.
Count on me through thick and thin, a friendship that will never end. When you are weak. If you're too young for that, you don't even need to be watching this show. Also, before we get out of here, tell the people, because people don't, this is a small known fact about me. In addition to my body being done, people don't know that I do lashes and brows. So if you were into Candace's face today, I did this beat before the show began. So do you want to hype up my beat or what?
No.
Okay, she's gatekeeping, which we shouldn't be doing in the Black community
He's lying
anyway.
again. He did not beat my face.
Are you kidding me? I do lashes and
My
brows.
best friend Cambria did my face.
Okay.
And you absolutely cannot do brows or lashes.
You know what? Cut the cameras. Cut the camera. We are over time anyway. Listen, that's it. It's a wrap. Listen, this has been officially off the record. We need to talk 21 questions. I am so grateful that you and my beat face are here. Candace, tell the people where they can find you without my beat. Online and offline.
Yes. This let me just say first, thank you so much for having me. It was actually a privilege to be able to share a space with you, to dive deep and to peel back layers of the onion. Thank you for trusting me with your brand. I am Candace Marie, and you can find my business page at bands with Can bands with Can, and then my personal page is at _ Candace Marie _ I look forward to connecting with you.
That's a lot of underscores.
It was everything else was taken.
You can also find me at _ I do brows _ lashes. Here's my model.
I'm not.
You know what?
We're not lying to the people.
You know what? This has been officially off the record. Ooh, look at that. See, God
Does not like liars.
That was really Cambria trying to get even with me.
Right.
Listen, I'm your host, ruamaJ. This is officially at officially OTR on Instagram. And also you can find us at officially off the record on YouTube. Click, comment, like, subscribe. And most importantly, share this episode for a Black person. Good night, y'all.
Yay.